Welcome to Good Games Spawn Point, the show for gamers by gamers. I'm Hex.
And I'm Bajo.
And I am D.A.R.R.E.N.
Coming up on the show, we check out the blockbuster toy-to-life mashup LEGO Dimensions.
And we take to the field for the yearly soccer face-off between Pro Evo and FIFA.
Shot up! Wonderful goal. He's made them pay.
But now it's time for your challenge, Darren.
Affirmative. Boot up your brains, Spawnlings. It's time for another D.A.R.R.E.N's Challenge! Today, I'm asking you this. In Pokemon X and Y, what real-world nation is the Kalos region based on? Answer at the end of the show.
We'll have to think about that one, Darren. But now it's time for Goose with some news.
Thanks guys, Goose here with all the Spawn Point news. Microsoft have revealed the release date and price for their HoloLens Development Edition. And be warned, you're going to need a lot of pocket money. The headset will be available early next year and cost $3,000 US. Yikes. It's worth noting, however, that development kits are often much more expensive than a final consumer version. And in some more hologram news, Star Wars fan Ian Martin is building a real-life version of HoloChess. The game, officially known as D.A.R.R.E.N, briefly appeared in a scene from Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope.
You made a fair move. Screaming about it can't help you.
Martin's already created a full-sized replica table with working electronics to play it on, and scanned in 3D models of various creatures he's made that will appear on the table using augmented reality holograms. And that's all the spawny news for this week. Back to you guys in the studio, and I've got to get ready to meet the Robo-Soccer champions.
Thanks, Goose. Get your boots on, dribblers. It's time for our annual football game showdown. Pro Evolution Soccer versus FIFA. Are you ready for kickoff?
Ready, Darren. Alright guys, let's start with FIFA 16. And the tagline on the box this year is Play Beautiful. And there's one thing you can't deny about FIFA, is that it is a beautifully presented game.
Yeah, from the menus to the flashy replays and commentary, it's all super slick. The real question though is whether the gameplay has evolved enough to warrant buying it again this year.
Well, one of the most dramatic new features is the inclusion of all 12 women's national teams, which is a first for the series.
And the women's teams definitely feel different to play, don't they?
Yeah, the women are a bit more nimble on their feet and their passing seems really zippy.
What a fine save.
And I have to say, it's super cool to see the Matildas finally get the recognition they deserve.
Oh, fantastic goal and a fantastic time to get it. That couldn't wrap it up.
The game doesn't let you pit a women's team against a men's one, but overall it's a great addition to the FIFA package. Another new feature is an Ultimate Team Draft mode.
Affirmative. Draft challenges you to build your team based on random draws of 5 superstar players for each position. You'll need to balance team chemistry with raw individual skill to find success.
Yeah, it's a fun spin on the already popular Ultimate Team mode, but Draft does require an entrance fee to play. Now, you can use FIFA points, which are a grind to earn, or you can pay real money. And I don't like seeing such an emphasis on micropayments.
Yeah, if you would compare it to anything, I guess it would be Hearthstone's Arena, but it still feels a bit cash hungry. One small change to FIFA 16 that I think is a nice idea is the addition of an on-screen trainer. This basically teaches you to play the game, highlighting the button or move you should use in any given moment.
Oh, great work by the keeper.
And I think this will be great for newcomers.
You mean noobs?
Well, yes, but everyone has to start somewhere, Darren. All up though, I think FIFA's showing its age a bit. And this is the same engine they've been using for years, and it's starting to feel a little stale. You can almost feel EA Sports just running out of ideas.
It was not the best.
Yes, I do think it is time for a complete overhaul.
Now the shot.
The addition of women's teams is fantastic, and this is still a great package for football fans.
The score. Oh, it's in there.
But really, I don't know if it's a step forward technically and gameplay-wise for the series, so I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
I'm giving it 3 rubber chickens.
All right, let's check out FIFA's big rival, Pro Evolution Soccer 2016.
Is it square? Really well taken goal.
Now this is a game which has really taken a step up from its last installment. PES 2016 has improvements all over the pitch, with smooth passing, lovely animations, and really responsive player control.
I agree, there's something really dynamic about it that just feels next gen. I found I was seeing something different in every match I played.
Fires from distance.
Where FIFA can start to feel a bit samey, PES feels unpredictable.
A small touch I noticed is that your goal celebrations will change depending on where you run on the pitch. Like up to the corner flag, or behind the goal.
Yeah, there's some nice attention to detail. Of course, PES still lacks the official club licenses that FIFA has in spades, and that commentary does get a bit repetitive. But the on-pitch action overcomes those flaws in time. The controls have a depth that makes the game blossom as soon as you learn its subtleties.
The one place the keeper couldn't reach.
I do think the referee is a bit too lenient though. You can get away with some pretty crazy tackles. But I suppose that means less disruption to the fine flow of football. What are you giving it, Bajo?
You know what, guys? I had more fun playing PES than FIFA this year, and I think it's because it's had all the right tweaks in just the right places. I'm giving it 4 out of 5 rubber chickens. What about you, Hex?
Well, in some ways I think FIFA is more realistic, but PES is just more fun fantasy. And, you know, I think fun trumps everything else this year, so I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Now, I'm not wearing this referee's uniform just for show, you two. I have an actual soccer match to umpire. Robot soccer. Oh, I'll see you later.
Good luck, Darren.
Exciting.
Do you think Darren's the umpire because he can't kick the ball with his little wheelie legs?
Well, he'd be able to kick it with a base plate.
Get trapped under there.
Thanks, guys. We're here at the University of New South Wales with their world champion robot soccer team.
Say, Goose, why don't you go and interview the team manager and I'll talk to one of the programmers?
Sounds like a plan. On 3, Darren.
3, 2, 1, break!
This is Sean, and Sean's the team captain of UNSW's robot soccer team. Sean, can you tell me what exactly is robot soccer?
So robot soccer is 5-on-5, fully autonomous robots trying to play soccer just like regular people. Autonomous means that there's no remote control. So we just press the start button and then they have to do everything themselves, make all the decisions all by themselves without any human interaction.
How do you guys actually start programming these robots to play a match of soccer?
Well, there's a few low-level skills you have to be able to do. You have to be able to use the robot's cameras to see the things around them. So see the ball, see the goals, see other robots, and then work out where they are on the field. Then they have to make some decision about what to do, and then they have to be able to actually do that decision. So move their motors and their gears in order to walk or kick or pass or something like that.
We're here today with Luke, who is a programmer on the Robo Soccer team. Hello, Luke.
Hi, Darren.
Could you show us how these robots work?
So we programmed the robots using a combination of C++ and Python to get them to play soccer.
What issues and challenges have you come across?
So frequently we deal with code that we haven't worked on and previous team members have worked on, but they're not part of the team. So then we have to figure out what it's doing, why it is or isn't working, and then correct it. Oh, now he's 3. Okay, we're good.
Now, what can these robots do aside from playing soccer?
So these robots have a few functionalities that are already implemented, including dancing, following humans.
Can they sing?
If you want them to.
Break it down!
So our uni's been part of RoboCup since 2000, and then with these 2-legged robots since 2009, I think. So we've been a part of quite a lot of RoboCups, and we've won the last 2 in a row.
What was it like actually competing in the World Championships?
It was pretty exciting. We were confident that we'd do all right during the early pool rounds, but in the knockout finals, anything could happen. So we were very stressed leading up toward the final, and then the final was very nerve-wracking. It was very close. It was 1-1 with 2 minutes left in the game, so it was a very tense but exciting time as well.
What exactly are you guys doing while the match is taking place?
Essentially nothing. We can watch them and see what they're thinking and see what they're doing, but we're powerless to help. So we scream and yell and hope that they're going to listen to us, but at the end of the day, they're already programmed. They'll make their own decisions based on what we've taught them over the last year.
So Sean, how did you first get into programming robots?
I was studying software engineering, so I knew I wanted to do some engineering when I finished school. Wasn't really sure what kind, but I liked computers. I played a lot of games, so I went into software engineering and then ended up in robotics. So you learn lots of skills that are useful just in general industry life. You learn how to work on a really big project with a big team. You learn how to deal with code that someone else has written first. And these are all really useful skills, not only in robotics, but in everything you do in programming.
What advice would you give to any spawnlings out there who want to get into programming and robotics like yourself?
Do lots of maths and science in school, but also there's lots of opportunities for school kids to get involved. There's RoboCup Junior, which runs for primary schools and high schools, where you can participate in rescue or dance or soccer competitions. So that's a really great way to get involved in some robotic stuff while you're still in school.
So, Luke, do you think I could play in a game with your team?
Well, Darren, you're a bit big for the field, but you could give the robots a pep talk.
Oh, that sounds wonderful! Me. Now, I know you've won the World Championship back-to-back, but that is no reason to get complacent. I want you to go out there and train harder than you've ever trained before. Not just for the university, not just for Australia, but for me! Now, what are you going to do?
We will win.
I said, what are you going to do?
We will win. We will win.
Oh, excellent! Now get out there and play ball! Oh, you're almost there. You can make it.
Go number 3.
It's Darren. Go! So happy.
Thanks, Goose and D.A.R.R.E.N. Okay, time for some of these questions to get answered. And let's start things off this week with, why don't we do this real letter? It's from the King of Creepers in Creepatopia, New South Wales.
Oh, that's creepy.
Hey, good game. I was wondering when Octodad is coming to Wii U, and my brother wanted to know, is there a new Spider-Man game coming out for the Xbox? Is there a car game that has real good graphics? And it's like a derby. Bajo, do these. Woo!
Deal with it.
Meow.
Hex, do these.
Whoa. Whoa. If you do not answer, my creeper minions will blow you up. King of Creepers out. Well, Your Creepy Highness, we don't have an exact date for when Octodad is due out for the Wii U, but they have said it's going to be released this year. And there's only a few months of this year left, so it shouldn't be far away.
Unless it gets delayed, of course.
Yes, well, that's always a possibility. But at the moment, I believe it's still on track to come out soon.
As for any new Spider-Man games coming out, well, we haven't heard about any new ones in development. We do know the new Spider-Man film is due out in 2017, so chances are pretty good we'll see a new game to tie in with that.
Oh, 2017 is ages away.
It is. But there's always a chance there could be a new Spider-Man game before that too. We'll just have to wait and see.
As for car games with real good graphics and derbies, well, there's a couple that come to mind. You might enjoy Dirt Showdown, which is a few years old now, so the graphics aren't cutting edge, but it still looks good and has plenty of destructive derby mayhem to indulge in.
If you're a console gamer, you will need an older console to play it, since it's only available on 360 and PS3, but if you've got a PC, you can grab it there too.
And if you are a PC gamer, then you might like to take a look at next car game, Wreckfest. It's got great graphics and destruction, but it is only in early access, so there's not a lot of content in the game yet.
There are a few race modes and destruction derby maps to play with though, but yes, as with any early access game, you should only buy it if you're interested in playing what's there right now. You never know how long it's going to take for more content to come, and sometimes hex, content never comes.
Yeah, and that one has been in development for years without making a whole lot of progress, so it's one to be a bit cautious with. It is very fun as it is though, but let's move on to this one now from the god of all gaming, who is in the land of gods, which is outside Australia, of course.
Hello there, I've got 3 questions for you. 1, I'm wondering if Terraria is actually better than Minecraft. Because I say that Terraria is 1,000 times better than Minecraft. But I need to know what you think. 2, on Steam I downloaded Lego Worlds, but it's not working because the game's going very leggy. Such a waste of money. 3. Are you guys ever going to make a Terraria server? It would be epic if GASP would make their own server. P.S. Bajo, do these. Colon. Thanks. Hope you read these. P.P.S. You are the best gamers ever. Well, your gaming holiness, it's not really fair to state one way or the other if Terraria is better than Minecraft.
Yeah, I mean, they're both great games and pretty different, so it just comes down to whichever one you prefer.
Yeah, and you can compare how much fun you had in each one. And I would say that I had a lot more fun with Terraria than Minecraft. Don't get me wrong, Minecraft is still awesome, and I had a great time in there. But something about the structure of Terraria, it just felt more like a focused game, Whereas Minecraft can feel a little aimless, although that kind of is the point as well.
I guess that's fair enough, and as I said, it's all about personal preference. As for being disappointed with LEGO Worlds, well, it is still an early access game, so performance will get better as development continues.
But if you are really disappointed with it and want your money back, then you can always ask for a refund, and then just wait and see if it gets better in the future, and you can try it again then.
And sadly, no, we don't have any plans to set up a Terraria server. It takes a lot of time and effort, not to mention money, to keep a server running. We agree it would be awesome, but it's a bit tricky for us to do. But anyway, let's move on to this one from Noah, who is in Shepperton, Victoria. You all need to drink from the Noob Cup. When you reviewed Forza 6, you called it Forza, not Forza. See ya. P.S. Please show this on the show.
Well, Noah, I'm pretty sure it's actually pronounced Forza.
Yeah, I think so too, but we should get Darren on the line to find out how to pronounce it properly.
Darren? I don't think Darren should be the one telling us how to pronounce things properly. He can't pronounce anything properly. In fact, he probably can't even pronounce his own name properly. It's probably D.A.R.R.E.N.
I'm sure he can find some kind of analysis or something that he can do to let us know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, all right, we'll see. Good luck.
Hello.
Hi, it's Bajo.
And Hex.
Hello,
Our
Bajo and
Spawn Point Desk. Hello. Hey, we want to know, D.A.R.R.E.N, how do you pronounce Forza? Is it Forza or Forza?
Well, it's the Italian word for force, and Italians usually pronounce the letter Z similar to a TS sound in English. For example, pizza is pronounced pizza rather than pizza. But let's go to the source and see how the developers say it.
Everything that we've learned over the years is being poured into Forza Horizon.
Well, I'd have to say, after reviewing the evidence, the correct pronunciation is definitely Forza.
That's what I thought. Thanks for that, D.A.R.R.E.N.
Well, anytime.
Well, all right, I think that's all the time we have for this week, guys, but if you'd like to ask us something, then you can go here and send in your questions.
Oh, Hex, now I want pizza.
Me too. What kind of pizza do you want?
Double pizza. That's where you get one pizza, you put on top of another pizza, double pizza.
Would you like to make them face each other and have a pizza sandwich? A pizza sandwich?
The Toys to Life games like Disney Infinity and Skylanders have been mega hits, so it's no surprise that LEGO Dimensions is jumping in. Let's check out the new kid on the block.
Blocks. I see what you did there.
Oh, well punned, sir.
LEGO Dimensions works much like the other Toys to Life games, in that you put the figures down on the portal and they appear in the game. However, the twist here is that they're made of real LEGO, and you get to build them first.
Obviously, I could build Batman in my sleep, but I have to say, building the whole portal thing was a little complicated. Luckily, before I got too frustrated, the game itself walks you through the building steps one by one. Genius.
Yeah, it's really satisfying when you have everything built. I was super proud of my little LEGO gang, and to be clear, what you get with the base game is the portal and 3 figures: Wildstyle, Gandalf, and Batman.
Don't forget the Batmobile, Hex. Batman never leaves home without it. It's probably worth pointing out that the computer chip the game is detecting for your characters is in the little blue disc, rather than the LEGO itself.
Wouldn't it be amazing if the game could somehow use a camera to scan exactly which LEGO blocks you've built into the game? But I suppose that technology is a few years away yet.
Yeah, that would be pretty amazing. But we should explain how all these heroes from different dimensions end up together.
Affirmative. The dastardly Lord Vortech has devised a plan to control the LEGO multiverse by gathering the ancient foundational elements. These elements are based on powerful objects like kryptonite or Dorothy's ruby slippers. And they were originally scattered across the dimensions. But because Lord Vortek is now stealing them and recruiting villains to help him, it's causing the LEGO dimensions to collide.
Thanks, Darren. And while that may all sound pretty complicated, really it's just an excuse to mash all of our favourite characters together, which they've done a really great job of.
We shall be the Fellowship of the...
Fellowship of the D.A.R.R.E.N. That's a terrible name.
Yeah, the cutscenes are amazing, aren't they? The LEGO games have always been quite humorous, but having all these iconic characters mushed together, it just takes that comedy to a whole new level.
Because of the wonderful things he does. The Scarecrow. I knew it.
This is all a hallucination.
I think he's going crazy.
While the cast is a lot more varied, the gameplay will feel familiar to LEGO veterans. Most problems are still solved by smashing things into bricks, so you can build the device you need. Although handily, objects that contain building blocks are now highlighted with white flashes.
Yeah, that's a handy addition. I remember getting so frustrated having to smash everything in the earlier games. The other familiar gameplay device is each character having specific abilities. Wildstyle is the most nimble, so she can jump into areas that others can't, while Gandalf can use his magic to move blocks around.
Don't forget Bats. His trusty Batarangs and Bat Grapple solved many a puzzle for the team. One thing the game does, which is quite new, is involve the portal base in the puzzles themselves. If Wildstyle is scanning objects in the game, you'll need to move her to different positions on the portal as they light up pink.
As you progress further into the game, moving characters onto specific spots on the portal is used more and more. You may need to move them off a section to avoid a boss's attack, or cover your figure in paint, then place them on specific sections to solve puzzles.
Some parts even have you fighting bosses by teleporting them around via little portals, depending on the colour you've placed them on. It's all very cleverly done.
Although you'll want to keep that portal within reach, otherwise you'll be getting up off the couch every minute or two.
Alarm! Alarm! Alarm!
What is it, Darren? Did Bajo eat all your cheese sandwiches again?
Negative. My expense alarm was triggered because this is one of the most expensive games ever released.
Yes, good point, Darren. If you want this game, you might have to help your grown-ups out by cracking open that piggy bank because the base package costs a wallet-busting $170.
$170.
It does come with a lot of real Lego, so that's important to remember, but even so, pricing it at nearly double the cost of a normal game, I mean, that's going to be a big barrier for some people.
Yeah, absolutely, and it is such a shame because this is a great game. In fact, I think it might be my favourite Lego game ever.
Big call, Bajo, but yeah, it does improve on all of the Lego basics. Plus, the humour and the references are just so brilliant. But then the last half dozen Lego games have been pretty much as good as this as well.
Plus, with those games, you can play their extensive character roster at no extra charge. Whereas with this, it's going to cost you over $1,000 if you want to play all the characters like Homer Simpson, Portal Shell, and the rest. So, as good as this game is, and it is a really good game, its poor value means I just can't give it more than 3 out of 5 rubber chickens.
I agree. I would have loved to have scored this higher, but it's 3 from me as well.
Well, that's just about all the time we have for this week. But before we go, Darren, please give us the answer to your challenge.
Affirmative, Bajo. Earlier in the episode, I asked you, in Pokemon X and Y, what real-world nation is the Kalos region based on? And the answer is... France! Oui, oui!
But that's real France, not French Perth, right, Darren?
Indeed, Bajo.
Next week on the show, we fly through the magical land of Lumini.
And we'll be building our very own grand designs in Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer.
Well, that's it for this week. Until next time, may all your games be good ones. Hex out.
Bajo out.
Darren out.